Hey people, welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 213. Western Union testing XRP and Binance and derivative markets. Now, if you're watching this stream live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below where I want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you're catching the stream live, like I said, welcome. If you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us, once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Link is in the description. So is the link to the other articles that we cover here on this awesome stream. Anyways, yeah, let's go look at the news, right? We're going to jump into the news section today. We do have some news. After that, we'll do the technicals. And then we'll call it a day. On to the news, right? What's happening with the first news that I have is regarding Binance, actually. It says that Binance is farther entrenching its hold on the Bitcoin derivatives market. And today, Binance released Bitcoin options trading for its mobile app, a move that can enable Binance to capture even more of its competitors' market share. Now, this article is from yesterday. I just got into my newsfeed today. Anyways, options are basically investment contracts which give traders the right but not the obligation to purchase or sell an asset during a specified time frame. As if the name of the investment product suggests, you have the option to buy or sell something, but you don't have to. You pay a fee for that privilege. Usually make puts and calls. Changpeng Zhao stated that in a blog post that option contract is a much anticipated product, allowing the traders and miners to effectively buy insurance on their positions and for speculators to take advantage of the market movements as well. I wouldn't suggest it too much for speculation. Mainly if you want to hedge something, it would be good. Anyways, there are more features and products in the pipeline. That is according to Changpeng. And like I said, I believe that it could be a good way to hedge against market movements. Because you do get an option to like buy at a lower price, right? You can exercise an option, but I wouldn't use it to speculate in the market, right? Anyways, other cautions that they're giving traders is that the trades may not execute properly at times of frantic market activity and volatility, and that stop losses to exit trades may be rendered inert if liquidations come too quickly. Again, if the market drops or goes up too quickly, either you take profit or your stop loss might not trigger, or whatever position you're taking in the market, right? And you could get liquidated, and that's just something that you have to be watching out for, right? Especially with these markets. In the stock markets, where things are less hectic, let's say, you have more option or less options of those, less opportunities that your calls would be skipped over. You could almost always get them to go through, at least your stop losses. Unless you're like going with the, unless you're doing a day trade on like penny stocks, right? Then there's a big chance you might not. But if you're going with the big stocks, there's always a chance that you will trigger at the price that you want to. Anyways, the website announcement for the Binance announcement reads that there's no guarantee that your option purchase will be executed at a profit after the premium has been deducted. Most option purchases will not be profitable, but a minority will be very profitable. Please use at your own discretion. So again, they're warning you to be careful. Again, if you don't know how to use options or trade in derivatives markets, there's a lot of information out there on the internet that you can go to and look at to try to gauge whether or not it would be something that would be up your alley. Anyways, Binance's strategy appears to be paying off, outpacing its competitors within just 6 months of operations. As it adds options into its suite of trading products, Binance threatens to gobble up even more market share. And that's something that we've discussed before, right? Binance is such a big player, and they're just attacking by all fronts, right? They're not letting the competition really get a head start on anything. That the competition goes ahead, but in like 6 months they're catching up to them by like delivering a better product or a similar product to what the competition has, and again eating up that market share. They're just a behemoth. Do I agree with everything they're doing? No, I do believe they're spreading themselves a bit too thin. Some of the things they're doing good is their main trading platform, but then the other ones apparently do have some bugs every now and then. Should they be trying to do everything? No, I do believe they should focus more they're good at some things, so they do have that ability to stop looking at, like, let's say they're the trading platform, because that they know that's working, right? It's a working product, so they're spending the time that they were focusing on that, on developing new stuff. But I think they're developing way too much. There's gonna be other ones that are just gonna be specific for options. That's not gonna be Binance, and they might end up being better because they're just specific to that niche of trading, right? Anyways, let's go on to the next article, XRP. This is from the Daily Hodl. It says Western Union is testing Ripple XRP for cross-border payments, despite being less bullish on crypto assets. Now, Western Union is not giving up on the potential of a cryptocurrency and continues to test the XRP digital asset. And according to 2020 research report from Credit Suisse, the money transfer giant is exploring whether the technology can boost the speed and lower the cost of international payments. Again, less friction. Researchers said that Western Union is testing and considering the use of XRP for cross-border payments, and despite the fact that the company was initially less bullish on the technology. In June of last year, the CEO, Hikmet Ersk, said that the company's early trials with XRP showed that using cryptocurrency was 5 times more expensive than using Western Union's in-house system, and we knew about that. But this is something that says in February, the company's general manager of Asia Pacific, Molly Shea, said that the company is strategically placing itself in a position to utilize crypto assets if it becomes clear that they are the next wave in international payments. Now, that was in February 2019. We have seen other companies, mainly MoneyGram, using the XRP, and they found out that there's less friction, even though they're selling a lot of the XRP. Of course, they needed to create that liquidity. But again, we know that it's being used, and it's going by faster with minimal rates, and again, it's a positive use case. Full data, I believe it hasn't. We still are gonna find out more data as it keeps coming out of the transactions and how fast they've been going, how much more they've been able to grow, whether or not they decided to grow more, etc. As this year goes through. Anyways, Credit Suisse report, which was released in January, says that crypto assets are unlikely to gain consumer-to-business payment adoption, at least for the medium term. That's it for the news. I just had those two articles. We're going to jump on to the technicals. If you guys want to stick with us for a second, we're going to jump into the small technicals intro, and then we'll be here for the technical analysis. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us for that small intro. And as we jump into technicals, if you like what we do, you know what to do. That little thing that's going to pop up on your screens right now, that bell, that sub, right? Sorry, small mosquito flying by. Incoming. Anyways, let's go look at market cap. What's happening? Yesterday we had a green day, very small, 0.25% to the upside. Today, a little bit more, 0.48. Basically gaining 933 million and sitting at 193.75 billion dollars on market cap. Is it good? No, I'm noticing a lot of indecision. Basically, we're hitting the height of the last 2 days ago, right? But this is just the opening of today. So again, we have 20 hours to go on the market, or basically 20, almost 20 hours and 47 minutes. So again, we do have plenty of time for this to turn red or go green or go bullish still. It's still yet to be determined. Right now, we seem to be undoing what, again, the loss from 2 days ago. And we have this bullish bounce, right? It's closing above the 20, which we said was going to be key on the individual assets, right? So again, waiting to see if more money is going to come in. We're starting to decrease that positive momentum. We might create some negative momentum, unknown yet how strong that negative momentum is going to be. Neutral on the RSI at 51.37. Dominance for Bitcoin. Yesterday, it lost dominance, even though it's green, because we gapped down, right? So even though we managed to make a green candle, we lost dominance, 0.07% against the prior day. Today we're losing dominance, 0.09%, sitting at 65.29% of market cap. Now the price of Bitcoin is sitting at $6,896.53, man. Is that good? Yeah, I believe so, man. We're still within this, again, we had this support I traced. We're still hitting it and bouncing from it, apparently. Did we hit a low here? Let's see. Here it would be a 6,000, 793. We hit a low of 6,809. So yeah, very very close, right? We did manage to move down a little bit. Starting to rally again, but I don't know how strong that's going to be. Positive momentum dying out. Neutral on the RSI at 50.07. Very neutral on the RSI. Again, not much happening here on the daily. So again, let's go here onto this other chart. We're still in between the 50% and the 382. Again, we might try to get up on the 50% again and head towards that 618, which we talked about being a possibility. I even have an entry marked here at 7,000 on this other chart that I have at 7,500, which I'm looking forward to, because if we look at the 200 simple moving average, right, we're getting kind of close to that. That 200 is sitting at 8,036. It's still a $500 gain. Might not be a lot, but it's enough to cover at least the fees, and it'll give me a good idea whether or not we're going to test the 200. And if we go above it, then we might go bullish again and start to pump a lot more. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant right now to go in and change my strategy, because we're noticing this indecision and we could break to the downside, right? There's that risk right now. Let's go shorter time scale. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, last time we called was bullish. That was on April 12th. We weren't here. We were here yesterday on the 13th, and we were starting to rally, getting over the 20, which was fine. Now I do have something here on the screen that's bugging me. There we go. Get a little bit better view now. I couldn't find some of the tools. I do have a post here that's holding a light. You guys can't see it, but it's a light that hits me like right here on this side of the face. And I did move the lights because I wanted to take some pictures today of something. And yeah, when I put them back, I wasn't sure, and apparently I was covering part of the screen, which is something I'm not really looking forward to. There we go. Apparently the screens are a little bit better now. Yeah, there we go. That's awesome. That's the way I had them, right? Yeah, slightly more. One second, guys. I'm trying to get this to look good again for me. There we go. Is it there? Yeah, there it is. Awesome. Right, so what's happening on the 4 hours? Again, holding the 20, moving down, sitting at the 20 right now. We open at the 20, moving up. That's good. Rejecting lower prices. Not much happening here, right? Positive momentum. Let's see. Are we making more? No, I doubt it. 1842, 1845. Yes, slightly more. Now, that what's telling us right now is that we're creating a bearish divergence, right? A hidden bearish divergence. Now here we were looking for this divergence. We do have it. Let me adjust there to the upside. Spotify ads coming in to rain on our parade. There we go. Let's redo this. Let's redo this. There we go. Refreshing Spotify gets rid of the ads, and that's I'm happy with that, right? There we go. Awesome. So let me adjust that to there, and I want to use this one, the lower one. There we go. To there. Awesome. So again, we're creating this hidden bearish divergence, price action to the downside, a continuation. Actually, we're moving down, and that's fine. Hitting the 20, holding it, bouncing from it. Not too strong of a bounce yet. Bollinger Band still expanded, so not much happening there. Neutral on the RSI at 50.00. Wow, almost. Yeah, we're right on the dot. Right, very neutral. As neutral as you can get, actually. So again, it could go either way, right? We could take a drop or go on a bounce. Right now we do have this hidden. It already played to the downside. It could still play on a little bit more. Unknown yet. We managed to hold a 20 like champs, which was good. So let's go into the 1 hour and see if we can get a better clue there. Now this was from the 4 hours. It came over to the 1 hour chart because I forgot to leave this anchored there. Right, and making this small correction. There we go. Last thing we called was bullish price action to the upside. Again, that was on the 13th in the morning. We're here at night, so we already knew part of it already played out. What happened here? Let's see. We were at this time frame, right? 10 p.m. So we managed to go slightly higher. We're going slightly lower. Right, as you can tell here. Going to a slightly higher high than the previous high. Let's anchor this into 1 hour so it doesn't move. And we're creating less positive momentum. We're going slightly higher on the other side. That's fine. Now, something that still happened, though, and it's still happening, we still managed to go from this high to this new high. Right, this is line divergence, still within the same island. Here's to a new island. And we don't have it on the other side, we're going higher. But against the MACD, we're creating this strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside, breaking below the 20, holding it for a little bit, rejecting, going slightly lower, managing to get above it right now and using it as support once, twice. We get very close to it. We're rejecting lower prices. We're starting to channel on Bitcoin, and it looks like, man, we're getting that tightness of the Bollinger Bands, right? We could get an explosive move. Neutral on the RSI at 52.71. That's going to be it for Bitcoin. If you guys have any questions, you can place them on the chat and we'll look at them. I'll gladly look at them. Sorry, music is a little bit low. You might see that popping up there. Sorry, that's the music control. But I was struggling with it. I had my kids watching a video today on my computer as I was doing some real life work. Anyways, let's move on to Ethereum, right? Ethereum dominance, what's happening? Ethereum gained dominance yesterday, 0.93%. Today it's gaining 0.10%, sitting at 9.11% of market cap. The price of Ethereum at $159.79. Again, that indecision, right? We're hitting that support. Again, we're trying to move higher, but we can't. Do we have a line here? Yeah. Do we have a white line, or is it the price line? I can't tell, man. 159. All right, yeah, we do have a line here that's white. I can just barely see it, 159.76, and we're sitting at 159.79, right? We're hitting resistance. Again, we're kind of getting sandwiched on this uptrend, right? If we consider this white line that I've just highlighted to be a resistance that we barely broke out of for a couple of days and broke back in, and this line here, right, this upsloping line to be support, then we are within a rising or upsloping triangle, right? A rising triangle, right? Now that would be the same case for Bitcoin, right? We're getting tight. We're getting tightness. Again, I will go into Bitcoin real quick. I don't have it on this chart. Do I have it on this chart? Yeah, we do have this line going up here. I don't have a resistance here to use as a line, right? But we could look at something similar for Bitcoin if we were to like maybe consider this to be the high, right? Just for illustration purposes, right? I just place this line here, and again, you can tell that we're making this sort of rising triangle or upsloping triangle, right? So again, really worried about that. Again, like I said, I'm just noticed that on Ethereum today as I was doing some of the analysis. We do have some resistance, like I said. We do have another resistance going up ahead, that being the 382 at $165.85. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to go up there. The good thing is we have not gone and hit the 20, so there's a chance that if we go down, we hit the 20 and use it as support and trampoline from there. That would be good. That positive momentum dying out. Neutral on the RSI at 52.76. I'm going to go on to the 4-hour chart, right? And look at what's happening there. So, guys, thank you for sticking with us and joining us. A couple of you guys watching. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure who's watching, but if you want to say hi in the chat, that'll be great. That way I'll know who I'm talking to, right? Last thing we called was bullish. Again, we're here on the 13. We're here on the 12. Again, I was off for a couple days. Again, this is a nice move to the upside. Hey, Bitcoin Jake, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here. Above the 20, and like I said, hitting resistance at 159, right? We're right on that. We're not able to get above it. We got above it briefly, right? We saw indecision, broke back down. Used the 20 on the 4 hours as support. We actually opened, gapping down a little bit from the 20. We did move down, but rejecting the lower prices. But we're also rejecting the higher prices, right? So we're getting tight here in this area. Now, something we can tell is we're going, let's see this, 54, 53. I mean, this can get negated so quickly. But right now we're going slightly lower. I'll just do this real quick. I wouldn't consider this to be too strong because it's just happening on the last 3 hours, right? And we're going within the same island. So we're going like this, right? Slightly low. This is slightly less also. But we're almost neutral, right? This is almost 54. What I'm concerned is that if this gets to slightly higher than 54, we're going to start creating this hidden bearish divergence. And this doesn't have to go that high for this to get to 54 again. Right, so that's something I'm watching out for right now. Hidden bearish could potentially mean price action to the downside, or at least some pressure to the downside. Although it's not going to be as strong as strong divergence like we had here, right? Strong bullish divergence. The movement to the upside wasn't too violent, right? It was just meh, not even getting above 159. We didn't even get to the 382 at $165, right? So again, not the strongest looking. Something else I'm looking at right now, and part of the reason that we moved down, and just like we had on the other chart, just let me sure, yeah, it's from the 4 hours anchoring there. That's good, right? We're going slightly higher, right? So high, lower high, positive momentum, more positive momentum. On the RSI, it's fine. We're going lower. So we're following the market on the RSI. But on the MACD, we are creating divergence. That's hidden bearish potential price action to the downside, right? From a previous island that would play with more strength. That's gonna be it for this on the 4 hours. Again, let me go into the 1 hour. Working on your server, sometimes you just listen so you don't interrupt. That's fine, man. You're not interrupting, bro. Interaction, that's what this channel's about, right? We do the news, we do the technicals, and then we just hang out and create community efforts. For those of you that don't know and are watching, Bitcoin Jake is a developer for a mod game on Minecraft, which is Satoshi Quest. Is a game where you guys can go on and you pay $1 basically per live, per each live, and it's calculated very often. You just basically pay it in sats, and the winner takes part of the loot on Bitcoin, right, or sats. Basically, you get paid in sats. I'm not sure how much it's being paid right now. Bitcoin Jake has that information, and he'll be able to provide it later on. Last time I checked, at first it was much higher. Last time I checked, I think it was 50%. You take 50% of the winnings. The rest goes to maintain the server, etc. So it's pretty interesting. If you guys play Minecraft, you can go and check it out, right? Anyways, let's see what's going on here on the shorter time scales, right? We had divergence, bullish, price action to the upside, very nice. Here, we created divergence. That's something I was looking for yesterday, and we didn't have it. And I'm glad we developed this, right? This happened today at 11 in the morning. I haven't looked at the markets today, guys. So again, I'm not like sitting on my computer looking at the markets all day. Sometimes I just get into crypto by night, right? So someone just won 500,000. Really? Wow, man, that is a good amount of dough, bro. Like, damn, that's good, man. I wish I wouldn't 500,000 sats. How many lives did he play? Did he get a return on his investment, right? Anyways, if you're in quarantine and you don't have anything to do, go play Minecraft. Join Bitcoin Jake's server. Again, strong bearish, right? We're developing on Ethereum on the 1 hour, going higher, lower, right? Higher high, less positive momentum. On the other side, we're going higher. Again, creating divergence, price action to the downside. We get the drop again, breaking below the 20 just for like 2 candles, because one candle we managed to get above on the next one. And right now it seems like we're holding it. We're trying to move down again, and we're testing 159, man. We're not able to really maintain 159. Man, that's not good, right? It's not good at all, man. I'm not gonna call it kind of bullish. Although we could say we have some kind of bullish divergence that developed here. Let's see. Here we're going higher, as you can tell, right? So low, higher, low. And here we'll be going from like 0 to negative, right? Creating that hidden bullish divergence. I don't want to call this one. It's going to be a little bit weird. He's a pro. He beat the Ender Dragon. Awesome. Awesome, man. So again, we seem to have developed this kind of divergence, right? This hidden bullish. And that could be part of the reason that we're bouncing, although I'm hesitant usually to call the hidden bullish from a negative. Although sometimes I'm more confident calling bearish on from a positive to a neutral, right? When you go negative, right? So from positive to negative. Here, like I said, we're creating this divergence. It's not usually strong, but it's enough to at least get us to do a U-turn, and that's what's happening. That's it for Ethereum. I'm going to go on to XRP. If you guys have any questions, please, on the chat. If you guys want me to do any other coins, you can also place them on the chat. Yesterday, Ethereum lost dominance 1.29%. Today, 0.09%. Sitting at XRP sitting at 4.25% of market cap. The price of XRP 18 cents, 18.685 cents. Again, XRP is not doing much. It has managed to break outside of this rising, this support that we had, right, and of this rising wedge. We haven't gotten the violent move down because it's following the rest of the market. We're hitting the 20. We bounced from it once. We haven't moved down to touch it yet. We did move down, but we didn't quite touch it using that support. There's a chance we might come down throughout the day, touch it again, try to bounce. Again, to the upside, we do have resistances at 19,440 and 19,758. We know about those. Now, we're still within this area of support resistance, this yellow rectangle. And again, XRP is not doing much, man. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest, because I do hodl XRP. And you guys know that. I told you I have a hodl bag of XRP. Neutral on the other side, 50.67. I really wish this asset would perform a little bit better. Again, I believe it could be one of the worst performers again this year. Will it have its time? Yeah, it will have its time. I do believe it has a use case. So that's it for this, though. Let's go into the 4 hours. Again, we created this bullish divergence, price action to the upside. Rejected the 20, rejected the 20 again. So if we reject the 20 a couple more times, we could be looking for lower prices, right? We don't want to see that happening. Starting to get not that much tightness, but let's say Bollinger Bands are still separated. And we're not doing a lot of movement, right? High, lower, high. Low, higher, low. We're just getting tight on this range. We might get an explosive move from the Bollinger Bands, maybe on the 1 hour. Neutral on the other side, 47.09. Again, very neutral. Movement, sideways motion, and tightening, right? Every time we go, we create a lower high and we create a higher low, so we're tightening in this range. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. What is happening on the 1 hour? Last thing we called was divergence. Was bearish. Price action to the downside. We did move down after that, right? We were here at 10 p.m. on the stream. Look, we still managed to move down a little bit more. Below the 20, that was good. It was hidden divergence, though. It did play out. Let's see. Alright, cool. Alright, so as you can tell, we're going slightly higher. I just zoomed in a little bit more so you guys can see this a little bit better. And we're going from negative to more negative, right? And on the other side, we're going also to a lower point on the other side. And we're going from a similar high, I would say, right? Let's see this. Where is this closing? It is closing at 18,904. This is closing at 18,906. It is slightly higher, but it's enough to where we can just call it sideways motion, right? And what we're creating there is a divergence, strong bearish divergence. We're going slightly higher, and we're going much lower. Although, and I'll be fair here because I did it yesterday as well, this closing was 18,904. This is 18,906. We're talking that it's 0.00002. It's nothing. We could call it sideways motion, and then we'll be creating medium divergence type 2 or class B, right? Anyways, we're not creating that on the RSI. We just have it on the MACD. Price action to the downside again when we did move down. Again, creating this hidden bullish, and that's what's potentially getting us to rally a little bit. Testing the 20, not really being able to get too much higher or too much high above from that 20. So we're getting a little bit of resistance, like I said there, and that's not something that we want to look at when we're doing the trades, right? We want to look at something that's solid, that's strong, right? To take a position or to open a position, and sadly, we're not getting that with XRP right now. Play something else here. Let's see. Let's play Just Keep On Electro. I'm not sure if this is good, but we'll play this. Anyways, on to Litecoin. On the daily, dominance. Yesterday, it lost dominance, 0.51%. Today's gaining 0.17%. Sitting at 1.38% of market cap. The price of Litecoin, $41.49. 0.36 to the downside yesterday. Again, flirting with the 20, right? Unable to really get direction as to where it wants to go. We broke out of the rising wedge. Not to the downside strong as we would expect, but it seems like we just broke to it sideways. And, man, are we getting to that point where we can consider this to be a sideways motion market? I doubt it. Not yet. I do believe we still have something to play off here. Let's see. We're losing that positive momentum. Neutral on the other side, 46.75. Nothing happening on the daily. Let's go on the 4 hour. Alright, on the 4 hour, we were up here yesterday whenever we trace this. Maybe it is from the 1 hour, and I forgot to leave it there. And it would seem to make sense because it would match with this line that is just floating there in the middle of nowhere. For some reason, sometimes I forget to anchor stuff, and when I come back, and even though I try to do it as much as I can while I'm doing the stream, sometimes I just miss it, and when I miss it, then we have all this freaking mess that shows up where it's not supposed to, right? and it just makes the charts look messy. But there we go. We just cleaned it up real quick. Awesome. High, lower high, positive momentum, more positive momentum. All right, cool. Now we created this. We didn't have this yesterday. We created it now. We're talking about hidden bearish, right? Now just let me make sure this is going to be on the 4 hours. There we go. There we go. We don't have it on the other side. We're going lower. Just like MACD. Hidden bearish, potential price continuation. And part of the reason that we probably rejected 20 again, and we're starting to move down a little bit. Move down, we rejected lower prices. Maybe something happened on the 1 hour. We'll look at that. But we're heading for that 20 again, and we might test it. It looks like we've touched it and we're rejected. Let's see where that 20 is at. 41.57. The highest we've gotten was 41.55. Yes, we've gotten like 2 cents away from it, touching and rejecting, and that's fine. Neutral on the other side, 46.61. Let's go on to the 1 hour chart. Last thing we called was bearish. Price action to the downside. We got it to play. Rising again. So this was by last night, right? By the time we were doing the stream. Sorry about that. Anchor, there we go. We just switched from like strong bearish to class B or medium bearish. That's all we did. Or not medium, sorry, yeah, medium bearish. Yeah. Sometimes I get confused with like weak and medium when I'm looking at the charts, man. See, there we go. You remember that time I did that whole explanation for bearish and bullish? That was a while back, but we did cover those, right? So again, we created strong bearish divergence by today at 11, movement to the downside. We got it. Now this low seems to be matching with this low. Let's see, where is this at? This low is at the opening 40.83 and the closing 40.86. Slightly higher, but more or less like 3 cents, man. But sideways motion, right? And then we'll be going broadening, so we wouldn't be creating divergence here. That's something I was like watching out for. I was trying to find out whether or not we had that bullish divergence that we had with the rest of the market, but we don't. 83, 86. Sorry, no, we do. Because technically this would be slightly higher, just very, very slightly higher. And here we're going slightly lower, so more negative momentum. And we'll be creating that diverging part on the bottom, and that would be the hidden bullish that we're creating, right? It's just so minuscule. I was moving it sideways, and if we move sideways and then we diverge, right, or we diverge, or I'm not sure how to do that. There we go. I'm not sure on the screen. It looks opposite, right, to what I want to do. Anyways, we have a flat line. I'll do it here on the chart. If we have that flat line, and then we just diverge from it on the bottom part, right, like we do here, then we don't have anything. But if this line is just very so slightly higher, then we do have that hidden bearish, that hidden bullish, which is what we developed here on the bottom. Anyways, that's it. Let me move on to Binance. Sorry about the confusion there. Man. Binance dominance. Yesterday, he lost dominance. 0.60. Today, he's losing dominance. 0.51. Again, bouncing up the 20, getting tightness out the Bollinger Bands. Sitting at 1.26% of market cap. The price of Binance, $15.73. Now, we did manage to go. This is a 1 hour. Sorry. I was looking at the 1 hour on dominance. Yesterday, we gained dominance. 3.52%. Today, we're gaining 0.29, sitting 1.27. I was looking at the 1 hour. That's what it looked off. The price of Binance, $15.73. Going slightly higher again, creating divergence. That we're watching out for, right? We're going still higher, but lower on the price. And that would be creating us. Oh man, I do have something here from the 1 hour that's showing up here, and it shouldn't. Maybe I just moved it by accident on the 1 hour and it's not gonna be there, but there we go. Higher or lower, again, on the other side, we just kind of killed the one we had. We're going slightly higher. We neutralized it. We just have this bearish divergence strong against the MACD. Potential price action to the downside. Sitting neutral, but almost bought on the RSI at 59.86. I'm gonna jump onto the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we're going higher, right? And we're going higher and higher on the other side. That's all fine. we're still lower than this high, and that's good. But if we go slightly higher, we're gonna create divergence, bearish, right? This just needs to go slightly higher, and this needs to stay lower, and then we have our divergence, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. If you follow this channel, you know what this is. We're looking at for that could mean potential price action to the downside. It could also get negated, right? This goes higher, and this goes much higher in the green, and then we don't have it. But we could create it, and we're probably going to create it at some point in time if this tries to go higher, and then we'll take it from there. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Sitting bought on the RSI at 65.84. On the 1 hour, what's happening? Again, for some reason, this line just got completely moved from where it was supposed to be. There we go. So we managed to go higher, right? And something we talked about, right? Creating divergence, bearish, strong bearish, price action to the downside. Do we have it here? Let's see. 70.86, 71.01, so slightly higher. We don't have it on the RSI, but we do have it in the MACD. Strong bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside. We did move down below the 20, but only for like 2 candles, right? Like we broke below it, 1 candle, we bounced there. Next candle, we got right above it, and we've been holding it since. So again, chance we could use it as trampoline and go higher. Getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands, you can tell them they're starting to come in. That means volatility is leaving the market, and we usually get wild moves. When we get squeezes like here, right, on the Bollinger Bands, we do get these explosive moves, upside or downside, right? They could go either way. Just tightness of the Bollinger Bands is not indicative of a move to a particular side. It's just volatility. What's happening? Low, higher, low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, low, high on the RSI. Let's go back here. Let's see. All right, so again, hesitant calling it here, but just like we did with the rest of the coins, right? And yeah, it's just all in the 1 hour. Going from a neutral to a negative, right? Creating that hidden bullish divergence, potential price continuation, getting this small rally from there. Neutral on the RSI, 57.83. Let's go on to, let's look at silver, man. Or let's go look at silver on the daily. Silver sitting on a resistance of 50%, 15.659. It's actually sitting at 15.674, so slightly higher. But again, trading within the usual range that we have for silver. All we've confirmed right now is that we've still managed to move this to there and this to there, and we're still creating this kind of hidden bearish divergence, right? Sitting neutral on the other side, 57.85. If you take advantage of this jump, this small rally, good for you, man. We talked about this, right? We talked about this being too low. We talked about being oversold. We talked about going back to this regular trading area, which we did. Gold managed to go higher, and again, it's starting to go down right now on something that we called yesterday, right? This hidden divergence. This strong bearish divergence. Potential price action to the downside, and we're starting to come down here. We did retrace. We were 100% of the way, right? We did from low to high. We were retracing 50% of the way. We bounced. We're starting to go higher again. So we've gone down to zero again, and we could try to look for that rally if we look opposite to try to figure out where we might go. Now, am I happy? Yeah, I'm happy that gold's going up, man. That means mining industry gets reactivated. Sitting at $1,720, right? I started to move down though. Let's see if we hold 100%. That'll be 1,704. And again, gold is one of those assets that should start picking up before the rest of the markets do. Usually, this is the first safe haven that people look forward to. Anyways, that's it for gold. Let's look at S&P. Yesterday, gained 84.43 points. And that's fine. Again, we know this was going to happen. That's all fine. Again, you know, we do have this that's going on across the markets. I'll just point it out. We're going from a high to a lower high, positive momentum to more positive momentum, creating hidden divergence, right? Hidden bearish, potential price action to the downside, or continuation. And yeah, we gapped up. That's fine. Again, Nikkei, same thing's happening, right? Nikkei, something that's worrying me is that we're going slightly higher and we're going slightly lower right now. From here to here, again, very minuscule. From here to here, right? So again, yesterday gained 595 points. More than that, it might go down. Let's look at TSX. And slightly lower, right? Again, across the markets, looking very similar. Very, very similar, right? We do have this movement from here to here. We do have this movement from here to here, creating that strong bearish, that hidden bearish divergence. Now we have the strong bearish divergence starting to develop. That's it. Let's go look at the London Stock Exchange, right? Same thing across the markets, like I said, right? All this was happening simultaneously. And we've seen it on the Dow. I just didn't point it out on these charts. Again, just struggling with going higher and losing positive momentum. That's it for London. Let's look at the Dow and see what's happening. Dow Jones yesterday gained 559 points. Very good. Good gain. Sitting at 23,949. Starting to recover, right? Are we out of the woods yet? Not really. Phil Dummy, TSX Toronto Stock Exchange. Yeah, it should be Toronto Stock Exchange, man. Let me look for Toronto, right? Because it said something about XRP on the side. I don't like it when it says like that. It's just TSX Composite Index. I do believe it's the Toronto Stock Exchange. Usually, a lot of mining companies do test or quote there. That's one of the reasons that I follow it. Yeah, because I don't get Toronto Stock Exchange if I look for it. I just find it as TSX. There's a Bitcoin on the TSX? Really? I didn't know about that. That's interesting. Is it a Bitcoin company? It's not popping up here on the side, though. Yeah, sure, man. No problem. Thanks, Phil, for that information, man. That is very valuable. If there's something like that going on, we'll look at it. Dow, again, we're getting this divergence, right? We're just going to anchor to a new point. Something that's starting to worry me, it seems like we're stalling here. 536, 534, right? We're going slightly higher, but slightly less on that positive. Look, so I'll do this. I'll anchor this to here. We'll go from here to here. It's just very, very small. We're hitting resistance at the 236 at 24,053. Seems like we've hit it and moved down from there. Going from a positive momentum to slightly less positive momentum. Again, very, very small and can get undone very quickly tomorrow, depending on what the US 30 is doing. That would be the Dow Jones Live. But again, right now, it would seem that we're creating this kind of divergence. And that would usually mean that we're potentially going to look for a lower price right now. Or tomorrow might be a red day, right? But we're going to look at the US 30 and we'll confirm with that. RSI 54.80, so neutral, slightly higher, again, congruent with what we're seeing. US 30, again, starting to go down. See what I was talking about, right? The US 30 is going down. 557, 566. See, here we don't have that divergence. We're starting to open red. Again, aftermarket. And what usually happens is post-market. This quote's live. So post-market, they just kept on pumping to the upside. Drag this to the upside. But again, overall, we'll probably start to pull down a little bit. So we might not get a strong pull down tomorrow. It's just going to depend how much this drops. Let me play something else here on Spotify. If you guys like what we do, you know what to do, right? Hit that like, that bell, that sub. That way you're notified when we go live. Yeah, it's good for YouTube. It lets, when you hit the like, it lets YouTube know that you know, you like the content, and it will suggest it to other people. And you know, yeah. And if you subscribe, then that makes me happy, because then I know you like the content. Anyways, let's see what's going on here. High, higher, high again. We do have this divergence, though, right? This overall higher pressure we're getting from the hidden bearish that we have, right? And this we'll just track to it yesterday. So we're looking for this price action to the downside, potential price action to the downside. Expanded on the boundary bands above the 20, that's fine. Neutral on the other side, 54.02. Looks like that's it for this, man. I'm gonna look at oil real quick. Let's look at Brent. This I got from a UK site, so it's All those in dollars though, right? And we're looking for this, right? Look, price action to the downside on hidden bearish, right? So we did go down a little bit. We still haven't hit the 20 to use it as support. We're getting tightness off the Bollinger Bands, which could create an explosive move. Again, with all the OPEP stuff that happened, and all the countries agreeing on some kind of production for oil drums, it could start to stabilize the industry a little bit, and that could be good. So we could be looking for stabilization to come in. Period. If you try to send me something that's not showing up, it just showed us as a dot. But you can send it to me on Twitter. If I don't have you on Twitter, if you're not following me on Twitter, I'll send that out right now. There we go, Phil Dummy. That's our Twitter. Yeah. Send it to me on Twitter. I'll check it out, man. It's at the State of Crypt 1. It's just showing up on the screen. And usually that's how I get the links, and then I open them on the side, and then I can look at them. We're in this divergence, right? Price action to the downside. We knew it was a possibility. We called it out a couple days ago, maybe yesterday. I can't remember. I wasn't here doing the market on the 9th, so we probably called it yesterday, and we're still moving down from there, so that's fine. Yesterday when we opened, we weren't down that low, but again, we're continuing, right? Probably gonna head for that 20 tightness of the Bollinger Bands again. We could be looking for stabilization on oil. 43.64 on the RSI. Let's go look at. I didn't look at the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, we don't have any gapage. That's fine. USD Brent, right? This is another one for the Brent. Sitting at $29.96. Again, the one we were looking for on the other side, the UK side, it was at $32.41. You don't have Twitter. Sorry, if I Google TSX Bitcoin, it'll come up on Cointelegraph. All right, cool, man. I'll look that up. All right, cool. I found it. That was 6 days ago, man. It probably happened when I was away. I didn't look at the market for a couple days, and everything just went small on the screen. Sorry about that. There we go. And there we go. That's the news from CoinDesk, right? 14 million Bitcoin fund gets listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. All right, it's a fund. We should know what the fund is trading in. Probably some Bitcoin and some other cryptos. Probably that's why it's worth so little. If you said it was $8, but Canadian investment manager 3IQ said that Bitcoin fund, for which it originally filed a prospectus back in October, began trading on the TSX on Thursday. All right, cool. I wasn't here on Thursday. That's why I missed the news, man. But thanks for bringing it up, bro. I appreciate it. I took a small break from markets, crypto, etc. It was Easter. Took my family off and to a friend's ranch, and I really just wanted to decompress from the news, from everything market. And I just took like 5 days off where I didn't even look at the market. Anyways, the fund is split into types of shares. Class A aim at all types of investor. Class F for institutions. Only Class A shares are being listed on the TSX. 3IQ President and CEO Fred Pai told CoinDesk that total value Class A shares comes to approximately 14 million. It doesn't say how many shares though. Let's see if it's there's farther down. All right, so but it is 3IQ, right? Bitcoin fund. Yeah, I would need to check how many shares, man. I would need to go more into detail and check how many shares they have outstanding or how many shares they listed for people to buy, and then we'll be able to get how many. Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, we do need time to restore, right? I do this almost daily. It's just very rare when I miss it. I'm gonna be here on my birthday. That's in 2 days. Probably gonna do analysis as well. But yeah, I needed to take a small break, right? The whole COVID. My kids they're little and they were just in the house the whole time. So them taking them outdoors, it was the greatest thing for them, right? And that's something I'm happy that we got to do as a family. Go out, spend some time, get out of the city, get out of this whole mess. That was something that was really good. Anyways, Brent, again, same stuff that's happening on the other chart, right? And we've seen across the market some pressure from this hidden divergence. This is West Texas. Again, same stuff, right? On West Texas, we had already called this out, this hidden divergence. Price action to the downside. Look, man, pressure coming in, moving this to the downside. Again, we did call this out a couple days ago. I wasn't here on the 8th, but we're probably targeting this since the 3rd. Because I've been looking at oil for a little bit. Because I do believe oil is going to be a good in, right? Oil has to recover. At some point in time, oil has to go up again. So that's going to be a good entry point. So again, if you guys like what we do, you know what to do, right? Hit that like, that bell, that sub. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We're cool. We're here almost every night, like I said. If you guys have any questions, if you want to look at something in particular, let me know. And we'll definitely look into that, right? I do look at stuff when you guys tell me to look for something. T6. Smoke mosquito flying by. Alright, cool. I found the ticker. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. Alright, this just happened a couple days ago, right? So, it's been listed since, I would say, it's really not showing much data yet. But it's trading, yes, you were right, Phil Dummy. $10.95, right? That's what it's trading at right now. This is the ticker, the Bitcoin Fund, and it's, I'll put it out in chat for you. If you want to look at the ticker, that's the ticker for the Bitcoin Fund that's trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Is it a good in? I'm not sure, man. I would need to read on them and see what they're doing, right? So yeah, I do believe it's interesting, man, that this fund it's young, so there's no data to analyze. Is it a good in? Fuck, man. Without any data to look at, we would need to look for news, and since it's new, there's probably not a lot of news, right? And I'm not getting many news on it either. So I'm looking for something on the side, like you said. Right? Yeah, when it opened, it was at $12 or at press time for the article. So that's from today on Cointelegraph. Like you said, there's also another article that we can look at, right? And I'll just move it here on the side. I was looking for it at the time of price. It was $12. It did manage to go down to 10. So a little bit, almost 11, right? 10.95, to be honest. So yeah, you guys got to do your own research, right? I can do some research. We can discuss here on the channel. Hey, Simon E.K., how's it going, man? What's up? Thanks for joining us live. But yeah, you guys should do your own research. I'm just here to like point out some stuff, right? I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. I do this. I've traded before, yes. I've worked for a trading company before. But I don't do this like for advice for you guys. You should guys do your own research. And that's why that's why I don't put many targets on the prices, right? Or that's why I don't give you my setups or my plan. I just tell you where I believe the market's gonna go, up or down, and then sometimes I will discuss what I might do. Like when I told you guys I might be looking to get in at 7,500, right? And look, that was on the 7th, right? When I was going away, and we didn't even hit that entry point, right? So that I was happy, and I knew it was a chance we weren't gonna get it. We knew it was a resistance at that area. And we're still below that 200 simple moving average, right? If we go to 200, we're still below it. We're in the bear trend, right? That's why I'm confident that if we're going to hit it, I was just going to ride it up to the 200 and then see whether or not we're going to go above it. And if we were to go above it, it would have been a good entry. Otherwise, we would have gone down. Will Y, how's it going, man? XRP, yes. We already did XRP. I'll do it again, man. You guys do the request. I'll check things out, right? So, again, let's go to XRP. Yeah, no problem. XRP dominance real quick. What's happening? Yesterday it lost dominance, broke below the 20 on the daily. 1.29%. Today it's moving up a little bit, 0.24, sitting at 4.26% of market cap. XRP, again, like I said, not performing the best, breaking outside of a rising wedge. You should usually break this to the downside. It's not breaking down strongly to the downside, and that's mainly because Bitcoin is holding, and we're getting a lot of indecision in the market. We seem to have held the 20 once, twice, almost touched it here, so 3 times, and we're trying to bounce to the upside. But we do have incoming resistance at 19,440 and 19,758. Right, those are 2 resistances. We're still within this yellow area that you're gonna see here on the screen. Those are areas of support resistance that I have traced for XRP, and yeah, so that's an area we could be bouncing on. We have been bouncing in for a while, and I had traced this area ever since we came down here and touched it a while back. Now, am I concerned? Yeah, because this area, it's an area where if we break down below here, that 13-cent mark, we're looking to go way, way low, man. At least 10 cents where we can bounce. And if we break 10 cents, we're looking at 5 cents. So we're not really good looking for XRP right now because we're getting into this tightness, right? We're bouncing off the 20, which is good, but we have overhead resistance once, twice. Then we have this top part over here, and then we have a lot of resistance going up, right? 24, 26.69, 27.911, which we used many times as resistance. Then 29.894, and then 32.761. Right, so again, a lot of resistance overhead for XRP. And like I said, I do hold XRP. I do have a hodl bag. That is the only position that I have open right now in the market, the hodl bag. The rest, I'm still looking for that entry into the market. I was looking for an entry on Bitcoin, like I was saying, at 7,500, but we didn't get there. And I'm going to look for another entry, right? I'm going to look for a double bottom or something in the form, or at least some pattern that would tell me that the market is going to go up and take advantage of that. Right now, I haven't seen it. It could just, like, you know, might as well just could, like, shut off, right? Like it sometimes does. Just like Bitcoin sometimes decides it's going to fly off and it just, like, bounces and then it goes crazy. And if it goes, and, you know, I have an entry set up for 7,500 and then some exits that I have set up near the 200 simple moving average. Now, that's it for Ethereum, for XRP on the daily. I'm going to go into a shorter time frame. See, we created this kind of divergence, right? That's bullish. And it's type 2 medium bullish divergence, so we're looking for price action to the upside, but we're rejecting the 20 many times, once, twice. Right now we're starting to reject it again, so we just opened a new we are sitting above it. We were rejecting before we closed the hour. Right now it's just a new candle starting to form, right? The new hour, and we seem to be above the 20, but we're gonna move down, probably test it and see where we go from there. Phil Dummy saying I put $100 scratch ticket on XLM. Where? You're waiting for XLM to pump? We can look at XLM after XRP, no problem. We haven't done XLM today. Again, we're going to tighten this out the Bollinger Bands. It's starting to come in. This bullish divergence, it's not as strong as medium, but it should still bring price action to the upside, right? Is it medium though? Let's see. I can't remember if I call it medium or strong. Let's see. I think it was strong, but we weren't getting that strong movement. See, I'll pinpoint it right now. There we go. So as you can tell, lower low on the price, right? Slightly lower low, and going in. So we're creating strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside, right? Getting that bounce again, rejecting the 20. Like I said, starting to bounce from the 20, right, or near the 20. So again, a price action to the upside would see us hit at least target 19,440, right? I don't know if that will survive the storm will make you something. Yeah, very likely, man. Any crypto asset that survives the storm, this whole crash will likely make something. On the 1 hour, we created divergence, right? Hidden bullish. It means price continuation. We're getting this bounce above the 20 on the 1 hour. And like I said, we're getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands. Look at this. We're getting very tight in this channel. But we're failing to launch because Bitcoin hasn't really launched. And right now, a lot of the market is just waiting for Bitcoin to do something. No coin is decoupled. No coin is doing its own thing. So a lot of the assets are just basically waiting for a signal to go do something. If you guys haven't done it though, give us that like, that bell, that stuff, right? That would be really good for us, man. What else? Let's see. Now that's it for XRP, man. Again, divergence, price action to the upside. Like I said, we're tightening, right? We're creating higher lows every time. And we're creating lower highs. So here I think we just went sideways. And that's what I called, because this closing here was at 18,904 and this was at 18,906. So we're talking about 0.00002 almost nothing. It's just sideways movement for me, right? So we're tightening, right? We're going slightly lower every time we go higher. We're gonna try to test that level maybe again, 18 whatever we call this, 18,906, and try to see if we go higher. If we fail, then we're probably gonna target lower, right? Yeah, Simon EK, you can ask me a question. Yeah, man, you can ask me a question, no problem. We'll see. I'm not sure if I want to have the answer, but you can ask the question. Okay, so there was something on XLM, right? Let's go look at XLM while the question comes in from our buddy Simon EK, or Simon EK. Phil Dummy, yeah, that was XLM, right, Phil? So yeah, we'll look at XLM. I do have it open here somewhere. I do have some charts. I was looking at XLM. I haven't done it in a while though. With that, look at XLM, but higher, okay, gaining dominance. That's fine. Okay, sitting at 0.51% market cap. XLM, what's it doing? Again, lower than the previous. Sitting at 0.04 cents, right? Can you short Bitcoin long term? Let's say for 4 months. All right. It's not an easy question to answer because you cannot short it for a period of time. You're gonna short it for at least until you hit some kind of target, right? Give me 1 second. Spotify ads are coming in. I do have a free version of Spotify for some reason, and they're playing all this crazy stuff in the background. Reload. There we go. Play this. You can short anything, not for a period of time, right? You can short it and then get out whenever you want, right? If it keeps going down, but if it goes up, you're gonna get liquidated, right? Unless you have a very low, you're using very little leverage, then you might be able to hold that that rise a little bit more, right? If you use like 100 times leverage, any small movement to the upside will liquidate your short. We can have your short open basically however long you want, so long as the price keeps on going down. You can still have your short open. Now you could go in with options. With options, you have a contract that gets exercised at a certain point in time. We can have puts and calls. They can use to like hedge a little bit of that, and they do have a time frame, right? Options, and maybe you're thinking more towards an option, maybe a put or a call on Bitcoin that could you could be targeting a lower price, and that's usually how you could play it. And that could be let's say a fixed time frame. But again, if you're shorting the market and the price keeps on going lower and lower and lower, and you believe it hasn't bottomed, and you haven't been liquidated, and you have your position open, why would you cancel it, right? You're still making dough every time it goes down. You usually close a short whenever you see it or believe the market has bottomed, or you get liquidated by the market because it's going up, or the market starts to go up and you hit your stop loss and you basically close your short, right? You're on a short, you're just betting the market's going to go down. I'm not sure if you can have it open that long though. I'm not sure how the exchanges are doing it now. I'm not shorting the market. I don't like shorts or longs. I just do regular trades. I've done shorts before. I've done longs before. No with crypto though. Too volatile, and you can get liquidated very, very quickly. All right. Yeah. I hope that helps with the question, man. And again, it depends on every market would have different. Even though the whole general idea is the same, some markets might have or some exchanges might have different rules as to how you get liquidated, when you get liquidated. Depends on the leverage. It's going to depend on a couple things. I'm not sure if they are specifying a time frame on the crypto. I haven't looked at them, right? So okay, let's look at XLM. Well, that was one of the questions by Phil Dummy, I think. Yeah. Alrighty, cool. So XLM, let's see what's going on. We're bouncing off the 20. We did that a couple days ago. That's good. We managed to break above the 20 on divergence. Yes, we created divergence. Bullish. All right, cool. So that was way back here. And going slightly lower, right? So again, strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside on XLM. And that is very good, right? That's something we want to see. We don't have it on the other side. We're going lower. That's fine. Now we're going higher. We're finding kind of overhead resistance. We're going higher every time. Higher. That's all fine. Again, looking just like the rest of the market, right? I'm going to use the wicks now. I'm going to use the wicks for this chart real quick, though. Let's see if we can get it. There we go, right? If we use the wicks, we are still within this kind of resistance that we found. Will, why do I follow XRP news? Just charts. I do news, man. I did news earlier. I did this news for XRP. From the Daily Huddle, Western Union testing Ripple XRP for cross-border payments despite being less bullish on crypto assets. The stream is broken into two parts. The first part of the stream is the news, when we talk about some technicals or some fundamentals that could help the market as to why things could take off or not. The other part of the stream is the charts, right? And the first part just depends on how many articles I find. It's not just for XRP. I do all coins, right? Also did this one for Binance. Binance strengthens its grip on the Bitcoin derivatives market. That's because they're launching a platform or an app where you can trade on your phone. So yeah, it's no problem, man. Nothing to be sorry about, man. We do news. I mean, if you're new to the channel, you don't know this, and that's good, man. It's good that you're asking the question. That way I can get just to everyone here to know that we do a lot of stuff, right? We don't just do the technicals. We do technicals and we do the news. We try to do it as a complete show for you guys, right? So you get the news in the beginning. If you want to go back and watch the news, you can do that. If you just want to jump onto the technicals, you come back and jump to technicals. There are two intros. One intro is from the news, and then while I'm doing the live stream, I'm do the other intro while I'm going to switch on to the technicals. And that way, if you want to scan through the YouTube video once it goes live or whatever, you can find the news segment first, and then afterwards you'll find the technicals. Anyways, we're holding support here on XLM, and that's good. We're still rising, and that's fine. I had traced these fibs a while back, which we broke down lower still, so we'll probably have to adjust to this new low. And I'm using this old high. And if we were to use that, we haven't really made a valid retrace, but I'm going to adjust because we did make a valid retrace back then. And I'll adjust to this new high that we have here, this more immediate high to low. As you can tell, we retrace over to the 382 at least, so 38.20% away. So we're above that. We hit that above for a couple days, broke down below, and we're between the 236 at 0.0411. And that 382 at 0.050. Now, something I don't like about XLM, and I gotta tell you guys this, XLM did burn half of its supply, and when they did that, it didn't help them double the price of XLM. It just helped them go up a little bit more, and that's something that worries me, because that doesn't talk good about the coin, right? You burn half of your supply and you don't double your price. There's something off. It just went up by 50%, right, of value. I think I have some XLM I'm holding. I'm just not trading it. I got it free. But I think it was an airdrop or something that I got free on XLM. And that's the only XLM I'm holding. I think it's like not even that much. 192 XLMs or lumens. It was at that point in time, I think it was like 25 bucks. And probably right now it's worth like $5 probably. I'm not sure. Anyways, it's not something I'm actively trading. I'm not looking at it to get in. I do believe they're struggling to find their ground, right? They're trying to be a cheaper version of XRP, but they're really not executing the same way. They really are not partnering with many banks. Again, I haven't looked at the news for them, so I'm not up to date with what else they're doing. But last time I was checking, they were lacking a lot of things that XRP was doing. Again, they were trying to be a faster, cheaper version of XRP, faster version of XRP, but they don't have the partners or the punch that XRP has. Now, okay, cool. So, like I said, we're finding support. That's good. Let's go to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, let's check out what's going on. Again, low, lower, low. That's fine. A low, higher low, less negative momentum. That's fine. All right. So here, right. I'm just gonna make sure this is gonna be on the 4 hours only. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, cool. So as you can tell, we're going from a negative to a positive, right? From a high to a lower high. That's fine. And even here, right? We have divergence, bearish. Going slightly higher, but going much lower on that positive momentum, right? Going actually to neutral or zero. Strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside, breaking down. Again, good. Follow the market. Try to get a rally, and we create some hidden bearish. Price action to the downside again. Failing to go higher makes this execute right, as hidden bearish, and then we get that drop coming in. Even gapping down, man, that's not good. Maybe we're just gapping down on this chart. Maybe we don't have it on other charts for XLM. Yeah, we don't have it on other charts. But again, try to rally, failing at the 20, just like XRP did, right? So again, not looking too strong with XLM. Let's see, low, high. So we don't have anything bullish on the bottom, I believe. Let's see, 41.84, 41.45. We do have something here. Just very, very slight. I guess, yeah. Hidden bullish against the RSI, right? Hidden bullish divergence, potential price continuation to the upside. We did try to rally, but fell at this 20, like I said. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. It's neutral on the RSI, by the way. All right, so I don't like this one on the RSI because we do get a lot of gappage on Bitfinex on XLM. So I'm going to look at another chart. It should be similar. We shouldn't see that much difference. Just that we have a little bit better coverage across as we're looking at the market, right? As you can tell from here to here, right, we created divergence. Oh, snap. I didn't want to do that. There we go. You can tell we're going much higher, right? And then we start to go higher. But we're going lower again. Hidden divergence first, hidden bearish divergence, then strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside, right? Even across this, we're making hidden, strong bearish divergence. We don't have it on the RSI, that's fine. Breaking down on that divergence. Now I'm getting closer to where we're at right now. Again, I want to get a little bit of the flow as to what's happening with XLM. Low, higher low, less momentum across. Is this higher? Yes, slightly lower. I'm not going to call that one. I'm going to go a little bit conservative. Above the 20, tightness of the Bollinger Bands, just like we had with XRP. Someone subscribed. Awesome. Oh, Will. Awesome, man. Thanks, Will Y, for subscribing. Now, we do get those weird alerts coming in. I'm not sure if Simon was already subscribed or not and failed on me. But thank you guys for being here. You guys are amazing. Let's look at this. Going lower, less negative momentum again. The only thing I can find here, it was back here actually. And let me re-anchor this. Right, we're creating strong bearish divergence against the MACD, but not against the RSI. We're going higher. Again, price action to the downside, got it to play out. Try to get above the 20, managed to get above the 21s. Failed at it. Going lower with more negative momentum, are we? Yeah, it looks like it, right? So we're going slightly lower. 46, 54, and also lower on the RSI. So we don't have any kind of divergence going on here. That's bullish. We're just going up because the market moved up, right? Hit the top of the Bollinger Band and started to reject. Again, a lot of tightness. We could get an explosive move on XLM. Because of the tightness of the Bollinger Bands, right? When we get tightness of the Bollinger Bands, we get explosive moves. They don't have to be to the upside. They don't tell us which way they're going to go. We just know it's going to be explosive. Anyways, yeah. I guess I'm not sure if that's going to be a stream for tonight. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to call it a stream for tonight. I'm live every night at 9 p.m. Almost every night at 9 p.m. So you guys can join me whenever you guys feel like it. And, you know, that's fine. If you guys have any questions, please put them up on the chat. Otherwise, we're going to be calling it a stream for tonight. Been live for an hour and 16 minutes, man. I think it's the longest I've gone in a while. The longest stream we had on this channel was 4 hours. And that was way back at the beginning. Almost 4 hours, like 3 hours and change. And then since then, it's been very weird, the stream that we go over an hour. Usually when you guys come in and chat with me is when we go over an hour. But thank you guys for joining me. Again, waiting for some your comments to come in on chat. And if they do, I'll address them. If not, I'm going to be signing off. Bitcoin Jack, thank you for being here, man. I know you're on the background. For you, those of you guys that didn't or weren't here at the beginning of the stream, Bitcoin Jack does have a game or a mod game on Minecraft where we can play and earn sats. So if you know how to play that, you can go join. It costs $1 per live, or yeah, $1 each live, and you get to play Minecraft. And if you gain the loot on Satoshi Quest, you earn half the pot worth of sats or something like that. But again, like Bitcoin Jake said, someone earned 500,000 sats yesterday. So yeah, it is a game that does pay to play. Depends on whether or not you do it or not. You can go check him out, read about it on the internet once we covered it here a while back. But again, thank you guys for being here. This is State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on an awesome Tuesday night. I hope you all having a great time. Yeah, the server's down for maintenance. He will be back soon, I guess, with that. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight. Again, like I said, I hope you're having a great time. Staying safe indoors from COVID. And I hope your families are safe. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of State of Crypto. Until then.